Hello, welcome back to the ProDrops EU 1v1 Invitational. We are about to start the last match of the day, Rezears versus Atow. If you've not been following along with all the action today, what we've been up to is we've been cutting down from 8 players to 6. 2 players will unfortunately have to be eliminated by the end of today's matches. One of them is already out, and that is Dead Monster. We still have time to eliminate one more on Fear's channel. Gom versus Rezears is happening right now over there. We're squad streaming, so you can watch both at the same time if you want to. And I'll be covering the upper bracket match here, Rezears versus Atow. Atow, who sent Rezears to the lower bracket, and Rezears, who sent Gom to the lower bracket. Loser of this tomorrow will have to play against Toxic to make the top 4 to try and get into the money. And remember that the winner of Rezears versus Gom will go on to play against Luis, which will not be easy at all. Okay, we've already seen 2 wave dash, sorry, not wave dash, we've seen 2 half flip kickoffs from Atow that have both worked pretty well, I would say, but he has failed on 2 big aerial plays, and Rezears has counterattacked him on both of those to score. Moxie created a new pinch. Yeah, somewhat similar to the original style Coxer pioneered. You can watch that in the, I think it was the 4th game? Was it the 4th game or was it the, no, it's the 5th game, wasn't it? Versus Luis? Moxie versus Luis? So I know people are going to want to do that. Johnny with the prediction W last series. Wait, did I get it right? I think actually I might have fluked it, because I said that I thought Moxie had reverse swept Luis before, but I think that was actually Rezears. I think I got it mixed up. I think I got it confused. It was actually Rezears who reverse swept Luis. But it was also foreshadowing, because Moxie did reverse sweep Luis, so I'll take it. You gotta take anything you can get these days, prediction wise. Rocket League, tough game to predict. 1v1 less so, usually. Oh, what a save, Rezears. Keeping Atow at bay here, and Atow that was having a great time on the field earlier on with Rezears. Where's MENA players? I'm trying to do a MENA tournament, just a standalone MENA tournament with all the MENA players, so that's where you don't see any MENA tournament, MENA players, sorry, in the EU tournament today. I'm going to be trying to do a separate MENA event. Well, Atow has not slowed down for 1 second here. Despite the fact that the first 2 goals in this series for Rezears both came off failed Atow aerial plays, you'd think maybe he'd try something different. Now he's just going to keep going with the big aerial plays. He has no doubt in any part of his ability. Doesn't know how to doubt his aerial capabilities. You know, with how successful he's been recently in 3s with his aerial play, I wouldn't be surprised if we just keep on seeing more and more of that. Oh, that's gorgeous. What a play by Atow. He's just completely bamboozled Rezears with that one. Wave dashes one way, shoots the other way, and gets back within 1. MENA tourney would be stacked. Yeah, that's why I want to do a MENA tournament, because it's 2 stacked. I mean, how are you supposed to make an 8-player tournament with the lineup that we've got for Europe today? I mean, who are you gonna choose between all of the insane MENA players and all of the insane EU players? There's just too many these days. Too many. Also really, really difficult to combine Sam and A recently into 2. You know, with CRR being over there in North America, Yan and Card, Razebull, like none of those guys played in my NA tournament, nor did Farskiller. But if you know, if you've got all of them, that's already 13 players combined with who we already had. Maybe chuck in Wisty from Brazil as well. You've got 4 Brazilians there who are all world class. You've got Razebull, who's world class. Jack and CRR. That's 7 world class players who are all US East capable. Wisty and KV1, of course, in Brazil. They do play US East still. On top of all the actual North American players who are also world class. It's insane. Absolutely insane. The Americas and the MENA the EMEA, I should say, regions are both insanely stacked for ones. Well, Atow's brought this back. Now, Atow's already got a win on Rezears in a show match, so this is not a new matchup for him. And likewise, it's not a new matchup for Rezears. Rezears knew this was going to happen. He knew Atow was going to do this. This is what Atow does. He just plays for unstoppable aerial offense and then uses his speed and he uses his mechanics to not just survive in defense, but thrive in defense. I think he's got just an all-around great play style. So Rezears knew this, and he's decided to just try and defend these big aerial plays reactively. Atow charging in there, actually bumped Rezears into popping the zone ball into the crossbar, into the ceiling I should say, but great shot from Rezears. Just recovered quickly and absolutely boomed the follow-up above Atow. No easy way to save that one. Hemisphere rivalry? Is it a hemisphere rivalry or for all in the northern hemisphere? Is there a western and an eastern hemisphere as well? I didn't think there were, but maybe there are. I've not. It's been a while since I did geography at school. It's a great 50-50 from Rezears there. Misses the boost seal though, and Atow's got plenty to spare. Back got it second time around. Atow chasing Rezears away from the play. Wants the shot in reverse. He wants the follow-up shot. Well, going forwards and gets it. Well, Atow has actually just won a positional matchup there with Rezears. He chased him away from the play with a threatening bump. And then after that, a couple of shots is all it took to get the goal. But it's these kind of plays from Atow that really impress me. And stuff like this as well. I mean, we've got a guy known for his threes play coming in against one of the best ones players in the world. And he's just out-positioned him with a demo chase. He's out-strategized him with a delayed kickoff. I mean, this guy has got some talent for once, let me tell you. Now he's trying the jack. He won't see me coming here strat. He's really well-rounded. It's surprisingly well-rounded. Atow looking to go the distance here. What an turtle goal, but able to recover for the simple pop after realizing he's not going to have enough of an angle change on it. But yeah, Atow, I keep saying it, he's the real deal. He really is. His initial show match win over Rezears impressed me. It wasn't just okay, Rezears got caught off guard by a player he's never played against before. It wasn't that kind of win. It was the kind of win where you think, that looks like it could be repeated. That looks like it could happen again. Atow really looks like he's got a style here that could work against anyone, even if they know it's coming. And that's the key, is if they know it's coming. Because, you know, if Rezears loses one time to Atow in a show match, but Atow's just kind of played it like a 3v3 main, just ran around the field like a headless chicken, whacking the ball whichever way he feels like it, and, you know, not really playing meta, then I feel like Rezears will probably counter that well if he runs into it again. Looks like Rezears might have disconnected here, so we're just going to wait for him to get back in and I'll restart this game. Yeah, Atow doesn't rely on tricks. He doesn't rely on just a style that no one's seen before. He's just playing the actual one's meta exceptionally well. Oh, did I put the wrong game win on the board? Thanks for telling me. I meant to put it on Atow. Right, Rezears is back. Am I the only person in this match though? Looks like I am. Well, we're gonna need to restart it. I was gonna restart it with the match admin, but it looks like we're just gonna do it from the menu instead. Okay, I'm super interested to see what Rezears' plan is to handle Atow, because mechanically Atow looks flawless. Positionally, he's looked really, really solid. And strategically, he's been sound. So, you know, waiting for him to make a mistake, waiting for him to just give you goals and give you a win, doesn't seem like the way to play. It looks like Rezears is really going to need to go out and just fight for this himself. He's going to need to do this on his own terms, playing his own game, and not really just waiting to see what Atow's going to do, trying to counter him. Atow doesn't really look too counterable. Almost one goal up already. Rezears thinking about an in-and-out save, has to go off the inside of the post instead. Of course, Atow more than ready to accept the one possession donation. Let's start his next attack, which was a ball cam dribble. Not sure about that one. He sometimes see players using ball cam on to dribble at their opponent and see them from an angle that wouldn't otherwise be possible. Most likely when you're dribbling the ball laterally and your opponent is goal side, when you're going side to side across the pitch and they're just in their goal, sometimes the only way you can see them is by putting the ball on the side of your car and turning on ball cam. So if you look forward, you're just going to see the wall. But that wasn't the case there. That was a really weird situation for Atow to be leaving ball cam on. Not sure why he did that. Rezears has gotten one past him here. Atow might have gotten a tiny bump there as he jumped over the top of Rezears for the challenge. And that would have delayed his recovery just slightly. Rezears forcing the issue and being rewarded. And he might get a second one here. Atow's mispositioned. He's underestimated Rezears' acceleration. Leaves his net open. Rezears bumped Rezears, but Rezears actually used that momentum to land clean, turn around quickly, and score into the open net while Atow tried to grab the boost. Well, Atow's done well here. I don't think Rezears can get there. Oh, yes, he can! And with a little bit of a post pinch, he clears the ball as well. Wasn't sure if Rezears was going to get there with Atow harassing him the entire time. That's exactly what he's done. And oh dear, Atow's just giving him another look at the net. Rezears up by 3. And that is the second time this game, this one even more ridiculous than the first, that Atow's just let Rezears dribble the ball into the net. One of the times it happened right after a kickoff, and that's a bit more acceptable because I think Atow underestimated Rezears' ability to land cleanly, but I mean that time Rezears just had the ball. I don't know what Atow was thinking. Maximus X to the Prime, welcome to the channel. Delayed kickoff works once more for Atow. He's not trying to chip the ball around Rezears to the left or right, he's just chipping it straight over the top of him. Now the half flip kickoff, Atow pouncing on the ball. Rezears actually going to come away with possession though, because Atow kind of gave it away with that touch that he made. But he just doesn't stop, does he? He's just so confident that he can beat you to the ball. Look at him go. Rezears is just waiting for Atow to not go. Nah, he's going. He's just going every time. It really does just look like he wants to just go, test his opponent, do his own thing, see what they can do against him. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well, I'm going to recover anyway. Like, Atow's confidence is just something else. He's playing like someone who's done this many times before, but in truth, I think this is his first Big Ones tournament against the best players in Europe. I don't know if he's got any other Ones tournament experience. Low boost reset for Atow, still manages it perfectly. He takes off with just over an 80 boost. From distance, has to use all of his boost to get the reset and to shoot it. But he was absolutely fine. Did I see Jack's tweet about his tournament this weekend? No, I didn't. I didn't see that. I'll have to take a look. Let's see. Is he running a? Is apparently Jack running a tournament? Usually. Yeah, Jack's content usually synergizes pretty well with mine, so it's usually something I try and bring up in my own videos. Hey, look at this. Rezears has got a big play as well. He's up by 1. Air dribble from distance. Very late reset. In fact, did he go over 2 resets there and just not use them? Not sure if he had one off the first attempt. Apparently Jack's doing a tournament called The Bubble. The Bubble for November 19th, 20th. That's cool. I think it's just like the NA bubble scene, right? That's awesome. Good to see Jack diversifying his content. That's going to be this weekend that happens. 4-4 now, Atow. Keeping the pressure on Rezears. Crazy to say this, but I feel like this is a must-win game for Rezears. The fact that he's lost to Atow before, and the fact that he's now losing again today, means that if Atow just starts to get away from him, Rezears is going to have so much difficulty just with his confidence, you'd think at least. You'd think. I mean, how do you play confidently against a guy that you haven't won a game against? If I'm not mistaken, the first time these two played was a sweep for Atow. That's where we're headed here. Atow's mind game Rezears. Slots the open net. I mean, there's no lack of confidence with the way this guy's playing. Absolutely unbelievable. Don't get it wrong. Rezears is one of the best ones players in the world. You know, he doesn't look like he's playing all that differently from what he usually does. Atow has just got such pace that he dominates his opponents. He just doesn't allow them to play their game. Jory has struggled to get his game going against this guy earlier on today. Now Rezears having the same issue. Pre-jump from Atow. Almost connected with the shot despite it going over the bar. Rezears quickly wraps around and scores the follow-up. Ties with 21 seconds to go. That's huge. Rezears with a perfect first touch and a perfect second touch as well. They both had to be so impressive to get the ball past the recovering Atow. Atow in a bit of an awkward position here. Tries to pick Rezears away from the play. Rezears not buying it. And now he's up by one. Well, look at that. Atow tried to fake jump here, but Rezears is just watching him the entire time. He knew that that was a fake. He's probably not too worried if it isn't either. Just, Atow, where are you going with that? Oh, great read. Rezears has fallen for the fake kickoff, the delayed kickoff twice. Not this time. He knows Atow could go back to that on a 1-goal deficit at the end of the game, and he just chips it right over him. That's a huge mind game victory for Rezears. You know, you might not have kept this. He kind of kept that up though. Not the cleanest ending there from Rezears. Would have preferred to just drop that into the ground straight, but he made it difficult. Atow couldn't keep it in the air. Yeah, Atow's pronounced Atow, like the way I'm saying it. Sometimes I say Atow if I'm not thinking about enunciating. Game 3. Rezears getting into the series a bit quicker than Jory's did. Jory's got handled pretty quickly in Game 2 by Atow and switched card before making a splash in the series they played. Another news, those of you who don't have the multi-stream, Jory's has advanced past GOM, so he will be playing against Luis tomorrow. Loser of this match that we're currently seeing will play tomorrow against Toxic in the lower bracket round 2. Winner of that advances to the top 4 semi-finals. I'm only going to be streaming one of those games, and I'm assuming you guys want me to stream the Jory's Luis one. Loser of this versus GOM is the other option, but what do you guys want to watch tomorrow? Loser of this versus GOM or Jory's Luis? Fear will be streaming the other one, so they're both going to be streamed. I'll be doing one. A lot of Jory's name drops coming in chat. I'm not surprised by that. Yeah, I think you guys probably want me to stream that since we didn't stream the first Jory's match in the lower bracket versus GOM. Yeah, okay, I'll do the Jory's one in that case. Just wanted to double check with you guys. That'll be an absolute banger on FairJame as well though. Toxic took Luis to Game 5, and Atow and Rezears both look like they're playing a very high level. I think you know that Jory's Luis will obviously be a stunner, but I expect Atow Toxic or Rezears Toxic to also be a very interesting match. Rezears looks like he's getting into this one a bit more. Looks comfortable now. Looks like he's figured out what he wants to do to play against Atow, and that is going to be the bot octane, the bot-tane. Forget Fennec 50-50s. Rezears showing the octane can do it as well. I mean, even that had a bit more flair than the bot Fennec kind of 50-50s that we see in these positions where he rolls into a reset 50. Almost a bulletproof strategy there, because if you do end up losing the challenge. You've got a wave dash landing, so it's very solid there from Rezears. Atow's up for this. And Atow just narrowly misses a slot into the bottom corner. Rezears had time to grab the far corner boost as well. Both have 100. Atow again goes wide. He's maybe trying to get that boost as well, but it's not going to be there. Actually, Rezears lunges in for a demo, and that looks to be pretty ill-advised. Atow could see that coming a mile away. Look again at Atow's POV. You can just see Rezears coming. Walks around him casually while setting up an open net for himself at the same time. Yeah, Gom is out. It's Toxic versus the loser of this tomorrow, and Luis versus Jory is on the other side. Gom is out. Successful ceiling challenge for Atow. Just 20 boost remaining after it is all done though. Rezears seals away the 100. Atow circling for the small pads. Rezears looking at the double reset. No way. Has he popped that on target? No, okay. Bit of an optical illusion there. More of an angle change. Or not as much of an angle change as it looked. It was just the movement of the camera. Atow correctly did not respect the double reset from that angle. It's a great dive from Rezears. Just lunges. Prevents the air dribble bump before it can get started. Atow's air dribble bumps have been deadly today. Rezears has options here. Reset secured. He's going to try and pinch it, and he places it perfectly. Well, we saw Moxie pinch with power earlier, and now we see Rezears pinch with placement. Bottom corner. Absolute perfection. This would be such a huge win for Rezears if he can get it. He gets revenge on Atow, advance to the top four without having to play that terrifying lower bracket matchup. Atow connected just a tiny touch onto Rezears there with the pop bump, but Rezears dashes away from him yet again. This time, wave dashes the ball past his opponent. Atow sitting in net, showing a lot of respect to Rezears in this position. Really respecting Rezears' boost management. I think Atow's missed as well. Completely uncontested open net opportunity. For the first time, it looks like Atow might be the one. He's starting to be inconsistent. Consistently, but suddenly, he's launched a top corner shot in. Where's Rezears on this one? Rezears, oh, he's managing his boost. He didn't expect the shot to be that quick. Oh dear, Rezears, you got to go a bit more quickly to the near post. I was a bit confused at that one because I thought Rezears had enough boost to get there, but then the shot just went in, and I'm thinking, did Rezears just mess up a flip here or something? Did he just run completely dry on boost and I didn't notice? But no, he actually had boost. He just didn't realize that he was going to need to defend a really, really dangerous shot. And now he's going to defend another one, or he's going to have to, but he can't. Atow, twice in a row, catches Rezears by surprise. That time it was past the defended net though. Atow just dips underneath the ball, pops it over Rezears. Yeah, Rezears did miss his jump, but he was way like on the wrong line anyway. Like even if he didn't jump the wrong way, it didn't matter because his position was wrong, and his timing of his arrival was wrong as well. By the time that he had to jump up for the save, he'd already messed it up. Which I find surprising, because I thought it was pretty clear that Atow was going to go for a long-range air dribble there, so I thought Rezears would see it coming. Oh, Atow's got way too close here. Rezears surely tying. Indeed he is. Okay, so he's not going to be out of it just yet. That would have been a real heartbreaking loss if it had just gone 4-3 all the way till the end for Rezears, but now he's got a fighting chance. Need to flex the ball to the back corner. Didn't get a good result off it though. Atow kind of stuck to it. Rezears lost all his momentum. That kind of defeats the purpose of the kickoff. If you're the one grinding to a halt with the straight drive into the ball. Now another Atow big aerial play. Resets there off the ceiling. Tries to dodge late to pop the ball high. Rezears shuts it down and scores. And I wonder, what was Atow trying for here? Was he trying to bump Rezears? He was very much underneath the ball. Looked like he might be trying to jump into Rezears at the last second. And what we do know is that it didn't work out. Atow tries to now bounce the ball into the ceiling. It's in his net though. He ends up losing before he can make a 0-second play. Both players trying the drive kickoff there, where you just drive straight into the ball instead of flipping. Neither of them managed to make it work. But at the end, it kind of makes sense for Atow to do that, because he just wants the ball to bounce. He doesn't want it to be rolling. Because if it's rolling somewhere, then there's not much he can do with it. Rezears is just going to stick to the ball like glue and prevent him from having any chance of creating a 0-second opportunity. Magnus RL25, thanks to the 14-month Prime, and also Josh Skillsy, thanks to the Prime. Black Alok, thanks to the Ready Prime as well. Did I say game 5? Are we in game 4 here? It is 2-1, right? Or am I losing my mind? I thought it was 2. I might have said game 5 by mistake, but it's game 4, I believe. Rezears is taking control. Atow gonna need to up the consistency here. Another ball cam dribble from him. Seems to like the ball cam dribbles. I'm gonna watch this one more time from his POV. Yeah, once again, I'm not sure it really like favors him to do that. I think it might just be a technique thing for Atow. He's trying to ball cam dribble so that he can get a more precise flick, perhaps, because it didn't really give him any additional vision. If anything, it kind of obscured where Rezears was at. Although he was well aware of when Rezears was going to be challenging, so it did the job. Could just be a matter of Atow being just as comfortable flicking the ball with or without ball cam in that position, so he just leaves it on. One less button to press. Pogo attempted from Atow. I know you're all going to say, no, Johnny, that's a plan B. So I'm going to just let you know right now that that's a dumb name, and no one should call it that. Because it was his plan A. Clearly he went for that as his plan A. Why would you call it a plan B? And that's not a question. That's rhetorical. Yeah, for me that's a pogo shot, and then a pogo air dribble would be where you bounce your car off the ground without the ball hitting you. Call it a plan A. Well, see, I say plan A a lot in my casting already. Like, I refer to plan A, plan B to in casting. Like, to me, when you're talking about plan A or plan B in Rocket League, it's usually related to someone's attack that hasn't gone to plan. So let's say plan A is to go for a ceiling shot, but then you accidentally overhit the ball. It bounces off the ceiling too hard, and you can't actually get back to it before the ball's dropping. So then you go for a floor pinch instead, because you can catch up to it at the ground. So your plan A was probably ceiling shot, but you're like, that's too far, I'm going to go for something else. Or maybe, okay, this air dribble's getting away from me, I'm just going to 50-50 it. That would be a plan B as well, because you've not gone for your initial plan that your attack started off with. So that's why I don't like using plan B to describe that particular shot, is because it's just confusing. It doesn't make any sense. A lot of new viewers would just be like, wait, if that's plan B, what was his plan A? What was he trying to do before he decided, oh well, I might as well just let the ball hit me? You know? That's why I don't want to do that. I don't want to use that terminology. Fear, thanks to the raids. Hope the games went well today. I'll see you later on for round 2. And Fear viewers, actually, you're in for a bit of a treat, because the loser of this match is going to be, I think, streamed by Fear tomorrow against Toxic, and that's going to be an absolute banger, because Atow, so far today, I mean, I've streamed both the Atow games. He's been unreal. Atow has really shown that he is a challenge for anyone at the top of Europe. He beat Jarius, and he's given Rezears a fantastic run for his money here. Scoring banger after banger, defending bravely on multiple occasions. How has Rezears slotted that, though? That is fantastic finishing from Rezears. Deceptive and so precise to get under the ball there in that small gap, in that small time frame. Very impressive. And also, if you've just tuned in, we were talking about pogos / plan Bs, and why I won't call somebody bouncing their car on the ground and the ball off their car a plan B in casting. The hardcore Rocket League community, you guys are the only people I need to tell this to, because most of the Rocket League viewers are not as hardcore as you guys, and they won't know the difference. So We gotta think of terminology that makes sense to everybody. And I reckon pogo shot is a pretty good one to go for. That's a really good play from Rezears. Atow had a ton of success against Rezears with the half flip kickoffs, and now Rezears has just wave dash dribbled him to generate a bunch of power and a flick that Atow wasn't expecting. Yeah, pogo pop is another like perfectly good phrase. I like that because, you know, it is what's happening. You're kind of like using the car as a sort of a pogo device, pogo stick, I think they're called. Not pogo device. And yeah, the ball's just like popping off the top of the car at the same time. Yeah, pop is already a term that exists in Rocket League, so it's pretty transferable. Pogo contraption. But yeah, if pogoing is bouncing your car off the ground to get back into the air without jumping, like that's what a pogo is, right? Then surely bouncing your car off the ground to also at the same time pop the ball off your car would still be some kind of pogo, because you are still bouncing your car off the ground. The only difference is that in one instance you're not actually trying to save your flip, you're just trying to get a shot on the ball a bit quicker than somebody would expect. So there are subtle differences. Dr. Wang Gang, thank you for the brand new prime. Welcome to the channel. Black Owl Oak, thanks to the brand new prime as well, and also Josh Skillsy, thanks to the primes. Welcome to all the new primers. Looks like we are headed towards a game 5 here to finish off the stream. Atow once again tries to shoot straight off a pogo. Looks like he's just going to be able to run down the clock here if nothing else. Rezears limited for opportunities in a game that Atow has just been that bit too good. But finally Rezears finds a way through. All it took was one little trip on a landing right there. Send Atow away from the plate, collect the free ball, stick it in the net. But can Rezears follow it up with any successful kickoff plays? Wave dash does not go too much in his favor. He has to just play the ball here. Delayed flick, denied. And Atow follows that one up with a demo. One more goal would surely seal it for Atow. He has, I think, slowed down a bit with his aerial game though. I don't know if it's just me. Like he's hit quite a few aerial goals in this matchup, but I think versus Rezears, he started to take his time a bit more than the Rezears series. The Rezears series, Atow was just going for it. He was just sending it every single time. But I think against Rezears, Atow's probably decided that it's better to try and play for that placement a bit more. Because Rezears is one of those guys that if you try and just go at him at 1,000,000 miles an hour, he might be able to use that power against you, manipulate your power into you. I'm saying sure as if this is an option. Yes. Yes, it is best of 5. And not only that, it's also going to be game 5. It is 2-2 right now. I'm not forgetting a game, am I? How he doesn't know? It's easy to forget the score when you're playing. It's very easy to forget the score. If any of you have ever played in even a low-rated tournament, you'll know that you and your teammates will constantly be asking what score is it in series. Almost after every game, someone will ask what's the score. Because you're not really thinking about it, you're just thinking about the game. You're just thinking about playing as well as you can. So, pretty understandable for players to forget the score. But, now for me, not so much, because I've got an overlay that I can just glance at. But for some reason, I think it was because in the first game, I accidentally gave it to I gave it to Rezears after game 1. I was like, wait, that's got me doubting myself. I've just literally written a 1 in the wrong column. That's a very nice challenge by Atow. Rezears should be ready to see the majority of these types of challenges coming. But that one will work, I think, one time and precisely one time because it was so obvious that Rezears didn't think it was real. It was so obvious, it was so blatant that Rezears is thinking that whole time, nah, surely not. Surely he's not turning around in plain sight. Another half flip kickoff for Atow. This time Rezears tries to chip the ball behind him, but that does just concede possession straight away. So another dub for the half flip kickoff. Atow dribbling the ball cam again. You could see at the start of that dribble that it did actually help him to see where Rezears was by having ball cam on. But as the dribble continued, it then became a bit of a hindrance. Not sure what Atow's confused about here. Does he think he got the boost or something? Maybe he thought he was first to the boost. Nothing looked too out of the ordinary for me. Or demo. He thought it was a demo. I could see why that would not be a demo. He should have got the demo. Well, we could take another look at it. Personally, I could see why that would not be a demo. I mean, there's plenty of instances like that where you just think that you're getting one because of what's happening on your screen, but the server says no. We'll take another look after the match is over. Atow does get his goal. Either way, demo or no. Hot Dog's fun, thanks to the Prime. Really appreciate all you guys remembering to use your Primes. Hope you're enjoying the content today. We're going to be finishing off this tournament tomorrow, starting the same time, 7 PM GMT, 8 PM Central European Time, 2 PM Eastern, and 11 in the morning Pacific. I think that's all the time zones I know. Oh wait, no, I've got one more. 1 PM Central. Easy. Yeah, Atow's not too happy with these two goals here. That is a pretty poor result for him. You can see all the time zones. I know I didn't say every time zone there. There's probably viewers from other zones. If you check the Wikipedia bracket link and click on the lower round 2 matches, it will tell you the start time tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to be running the tournament a bit longer tomorrow. Probably a bit longer. Today was actually quite long with all these game 5s. But tomorrow could be a bit longer. We're going to conclude it in its entirety. Rezears still on the hunt for revenge. Atow beat him in their most recent show match that they've played. It was only the second show match that Atow played on my channel. He's currently undefeated there. In fact, I just realized Atow is currently undefeated on my channel. He's beaten Acronic, Rezears, and Jorius. It's a pretty decent track record. He could beat Rezears again. I mean, that almost skyrockets him into the upper echelon of the EU1 scene. Rezears has the lead in Game 5. Roughly half the game to go. Atow trying to get back to the ball, and not quickly enough. Rezears beats him to it. Nothing too crazy here from Rezears, just flicks the ball straight at his opponent. And there are sometimes benefits to flicking the ball straight at the opponent like that. It's quite difficult for Atow to generate power on a clear. It's also quite difficult for him to generate an angle to clear the ball there. Because Rezears has really given him nothing to work with. Low reset for Atow, perfectly slotted in the top corner. He is just a machine with the resets today. I mean, Rezears kind of gave him the ball, but still, phenomenal execution by Atow to put that one away with absolutely no doubt. Super delayed kickoff from Atow now. He might just go for an immediate shot, instead plays for the boost. Follow-up shot is blocked by Rezears. Rezears just running the ball the entire length of the field. He's got no boost to play with. Mid's been taken as well. Has to make a full retreat. Atow now. Air dribble. Attempts to bump, but Rezears pretty simply gets past him, and now it's an open net for him. He's going to slow roll it as well. Rezears knocking an additional second off the clock. Potentially. 1:42 left. 3 goals in it. Atow had a chance to make it a 1-goal game with a full pitch air dribble. I mean, usually when you see Atow take off from the back corner with 100 boosts and his opponent's not challenging him in the midfield, you've got to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's scoring. But Rezears at least when it comes to defending air dribble bumps, has been perfect. Atow goes high again, it's off the bar. Rezears forcing him to the absolute limit here, but Atow fakes the ball, plays for the demo. The open net is there, and he gets it. 2-goal game. Can Rezears hold on? It's pretty much about controlling Atow's offense here. It's been Atow goal or Rezears counter-attack for the most part. Atow getting another good result off the kickoff. Rezears very quickly back to the ball though, used all his boost to do that. But once again, has to defend. 100 boost Atow play. This time it's off the ground. Atow hook shot. Rezears is there. Rezears is there for the rebound as well. Great defense once again by the German. Atow surely going for the air dribble now. No, it's the long shot. He wanted to bait Rezears into the pre-jump. Rezears had enough respect in the possibility of a long shot and backed off. Now Atow with the air dribble. Reset is there. Fake. And it's in! Well, the mix-up is majestic from Atow in this last exchange. Threw a long shot in there for good measure to keep Rezears honest. And then this time it's the mind game. He says actually in chat he got the full lag flip reset. I don't even know what happened. No way. You guys probably know what he's talking about there. He got the full lag flip reset is what he said. So on his screen he got a reset and his car probably just like spun around a million times in a split second. And then the ball just kept on going in a straight line as if he wasn't there. Well, we can see the server says you didn't get a reset, even though his client thought that he did. Either way, the mind games worked. He was close enough to getting a reset that it convinced Rezears, and he scored the next goal as well to tie up the game. Rezears with a slight positional edge after the kickoff, but a perfect touch and pre-flip from Atow secures boost for himself. Just 15 seconds to go. It's been all Atow offense. Rezears just trying to hang on. He bounces himself off the backboard there to get back to the ball before Atow realised, you've got to be joking. What a recovery by Rezears. He bounced off his crossbar and came back with a lot more power than Atow expected. When Atow saw no clean landing, he just assumed it was a slow one. Rezears with a horizontal pogo. It's been the flavour of the month. And he has taken down Atow with another counter-attack. That was the story of the game for Game 5. Unreal. Rezears advances to the top 4. Atow will have to play against Toxic tomorrow if he wants to do likewise. GG's. Now we're going to go straight into the replay. I know you guys wanted to see why Atow wrote a bunch of question marks. It seems like he had a pretty bad server for himself here, because if he has... where was it? It was like here, I think. If Atow has had that, you know, full flip reset lag moment in this server, and also, yeah, he thought this was a demo as well, so on his screen it might have really looked like a demo. It looks like Rezears just didn't, or there wasn't enough of an angle. I mean, look how close they are to being the same direction. They're roughly pointing the same direction here. So I think what's happened is that Atow has hit him on this side. Atow on his screen might have tried to run into the back of Rezears, but it looks like what's happened server side is that Atow has hit Rezears in this side, and the angle is not enough. Like if you're driving in side on, you get the demo, but there's a point, I don't remember what the angle is, but there's an angle, like once the angle is shallow enough, it doesn't count as a demo anymore. It just counts as a bump, and I think that's what's happened there. Looks like a demo. Well, if it looks like a demo to you, you probably don't understand demo physics, because I'm explaining to you why it wouldn't be a demo. So the reason it might not be a demo is because you can't just drive supersonic into somebody with a small angle like this side on and get a demo. It doesn't register as a demo. It never has. That's just not how Rocket League calculates demos. This happened to Rettles in RLCS as well. Yeah, happened to Rettles with Vatira, where he hit them just like this and didn't get a demo because he hit the side of the car. Now, if Atow had hit the back of the car here, if he'd hit the back of the car's hitbox instead of the side, that would be a demo. But because the angle that he hit him at is not sharp enough, it's too shallow of an angle, that doesn't count as a demo. So that's not weird to me at all. I thought there was nothing weird about that live. That's why I thought maybe he's complaining about the boost steal. Because live, to me, I figured, yeah, that's fine, this happens. Yeah, they were pretty side on. So I thought he was expecting to get that boost, because to me it looks more like the demo makes perfect sense, but look how close he is to getting the boost as well, especially from his POV. He was very close, because he bumps Rezears. I mean, look how close that is. They're both approaching it almost side by side, but Rezears is a little bit ahead. So that's what I thought he was question marking about, but he might have been questioning the demo. That's very, very close. Could have been either. I don't know. Is that so in chat? What were you writing about? Was it the lack of demo or the fact that Rezears got the boost? Because I think it both look fine. I'm not questioning either of those things. I think that it looks pretty simple to explain.